Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Imagine this: you're casually digging through a jar of old pennies, the kind everyone has tucked away in some dusty drawer. You pull out what looks like just another ordinary penny, and bam! It turns out to be worth a staggering $1.8 million. Sounds like a scene from a movie, right? But believe it or not, that could actually happen with a 1989 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard me right, a penny that's worth more than most cars or even a small house these days. I'm James, your friendly neighborhood coin enthusiast, and today I'm going to take you on a deep dive into the world of this incredibly rare penny. By the end of this video, you'll not only know why it's so valuable, but also how to spot one, what makes it so special, and maybe even how you might stumble upon one yourself, because you never know when luck will strike. So buckle up, because this is one penny story you don't want to miss. What exactly is the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? Most pennies you see from 1989 have a little letter stamped on them. That letter tells you where the coin was minted. A D means Denver, a P means Philadelphia, and sometimes there's an S for San Francisco. But the no-mint mark penny? It's like the unicorn of the penny world. It's a coin that doesn't have any letter at all. No mint mark. And that tiny detail is what makes it rare, mysterious, and incredibly valuable. You might be wondering, how rare can a penny from 1989 really be? After all, millions of pennies were made that year, right? Well, yes and no. While millions were made overall, the no-mint mark variety is believed to be a rare error coin. It's thought that these pennies slipped through the minting process accidentally, making them incredibly scarce. Now here's where things get interesting. Because this penny is so rare, collectors are willing to pay jaw-dropping amounts for it. The current market value is around $1.8 million. Yep, you heard that right, almost $2 million for a single penny. Let's talk about what makes this penny so valuable beyond just rarity. First, it's got the iconic Abraham Lincoln portrait on the front, a design that's been around since 1909. The penny itself is a symbol of American history and culture, and collectors love coins that have both a story and a visual appeal. Second, the no-mint mark adds an element of mystery and rarity. Errors in coin production tend to fetch high prices because they're one-of-a-kind moments where things went a bit off script. Imagine finding a misprinted dollar bill or a magazine with the wrong cover. Collectors go crazy for these quirks. The 1989 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which means the back of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial. That's right, this penny doesn't just carry history, it literally carries a monument. Now, let me share a little personal story here. A couple of years ago, I was at a garage sale, those places where people sell random stuff and you can find unexpected treasures. I was casually flipping through a small box of old coins when I spotted a penny that looked a bit different. No mint mark. I thought to myself, nah, probably just a normal penny. But curiosity got the best of me, so I decided to look it up. And guess what? It was a 1989 no mint mark penny. It turned out not to be the $1 million variety, but just the thought that I could have stumbled on something that rare was enough to light a fire under me. Always check your coins carefully. You never know when you might find a hidden gem sitting right under your nose. If you're thinking about hunting for one of these, here's what you need to do. First, get yourself a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look carefully at the area where the mint mark usually sits, near the date on the penny. If there's nothing there, congratulations, you may have found one of these rare no mint mark pennies. Condition matters a lot. A penny with scratches, dents, or heavy wear won't fetch anywhere near the same price. The coins that have sold for millions were in near-perfect condition. So if you find one, it might be worth having it professionally graded and authenticated. Speaking of grading, this is a whole other world in coin collecting. Coins get rated from poor to mint state, and the better the grade, the higher the value. That $1.8 million price tag is for a near-perfect example. If your penny looks a little rough, don't be discouraged, it still could have value, just maybe not in the millionaire range. Also, be careful about fakes. Yes, there are counterfeiters out there who try to make copies of rare coins to scam collectors. So if you think you have a 1989 no mint mark penny, it's smart to get an expert's opinion. Okay, now let's talk market trends. You might wonder, why has the price gone so high? Well, coin collecting has been booming over the last decade. People are looking for tangible investments, and rare coins fit the bill perfectly. Unlike stocks or crypto, coins are physical objects you can hold, which adds to their appeal. Plus, as these rare coins get harder to find, their value naturally climbs. If you want to get started in coin collecting or want to learn how to spot valuable pennies and other coins, my channel is packed with tips, tricks, and strategies that can help you on your journey. We talk about what to look for, how to avoid scams, and the best ways to grow your collection. And hey, even if you don't find a $1 million penny, collecting coins is a fun hobby that connects you to history, culture, and a worldwide community of passionate collectors. Plus, there's always the thrill of the hunt. The fascinating story of the 1989 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and why it's worth a whopping $1.8 million today. From its rarity and unique minting era to the booming market and collector passion, this little coin packs a huge punch in value and history. If you ever find yourself sorting through a jar of pennies, take a moment to look closely. You might just be holding a treasure that could change your life. Before you go, I've got one quick favor to ask. If you love uncovering secrets about coins worth real money, want more tips on coin collecting strategies, or just enjoy a good treasure hunt story, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out. Trust me, your future self will thank you, and if you've ever had a crazy coin story or found a rare penny yourself, drop a comment below. I love hearing about your experiences. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, keep those eyes sharp, your pockets jingling, and happy hunting. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. If you've ever found yourself digging through your couch cushions or your grandma's old jar of loose change hoping to strike it rich, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the world of pennies, not just any pennies, but the 2016 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that, believe it or not, can be worth a staggering $1.9 million. Yeah, you heard that right, almost $2 million for a little copper coin you probably thought was just good for vending machines and wishing wells. Now, before you start shaking your piggy bank like a slot machine, hold on. This isn't your everyday penny story. There's history, mystery, and a little bit of luck involved. So stick around because by the end of this video, you might just look at pennies the way a pirate looks at treasure. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty. First off, what makes this 2016 penny so special? It's all about rarity and the mint mark, that little d that stands for the Denver Mint. Most 2016 pennies were common, but the D mint mark on certain pennies from this year is linked to a super rare error or limited release that collectors drool over. To understand why this coin can fetch nearly $2 million, you need to know a little coin collecting secret: condition and scarcity are king. If your penny has the D mint mark and it's in near perfect shape, with no scratches or wear and tear, it's like the unicorn of pennies. It's a coin that's escaped the usual fate of being jingled around in pockets or squished under furniture legs. Here's a quick history lesson on the Lincoln penny. Introduced way back in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this penny has become the longest-running design in U.S. coin history. People have collected Lincoln pennies for over a century, but the 2016 D mint mark variant is a recent gem. Now, you might be wondering how these pennies go from everyday change to multi-million-dollar collectibles. It's mostly about the errors and the minting process. Sometimes, pennies are made with mistakes, like wrong mint marks, double strikes, or off-center prints. Those quirks can skyrocket the value. For the 2016 D penny, it's believed that a small batch with a rare error slipped through, making it ultra-rare. Speaking of rarity, did you know that only a handful of these pennies exist in pristine condition? That's why collectors are willing to shell out millions. It's the thrill of owning something nearly impossible to find. And here's a fun fact: the 2016 D penny's market value has skyrocketed over the last few years because coin enthusiasts and investors realized its potential. It's kind of like Bitcoin but way cooler because you can actually hold it in your hand. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, casually digging through a bin of old coins someone was selling for $1 each. I picked up a shiny 2016 penny just for kicks. Later, after doing some research, I realized it was a D mint mark in mint condition. I thought, no way this is special, but I sent a picture to a friend who's a coin expert, and he nearly fell off his chair. That penny could be worth almost $2 million. I had found a small treasure in a pile of everyday coins, proof that sometimes, luck is just a penny away, but don't go raiding every coin jar just yet. The key to finding these rare pennies is patience and knowing what to look for. Make sure you inspect the mint mark closely, and if you find a penny that looks unusually shiny or has any weird markings, get it appraised. You never know, you might have a 2016 D mint mark penny worth a fortune in your pocket. Also, remember the condition matters. That means no scratches, dents, or discoloration. If you find one, keep it safe in a protective case. Treat it like the $1 million coin it is. Now, I know you're thinking, how do I even start with coin collecting without feeling overwhelmed? Easy. Start small, learn the basics, and most importantly, have fun with it. Coin collecting isn't just about the money, it's about the thrill of discovery, the history behind each coin, and sometimes the stories they tell about the times they were minted. And hey, if you're new to this, I've got plenty more videos lined up on coins worth serious cash and tips on how to spot them before anyone else does. So don't miss out. The incredible story of the 2016 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that might just be the jackpot hiding in your loose change. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just found this video by accident, remember that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. Before you go digging through your drawers, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got tons of coin tips, money-making strategies, and fascinating stories coming your way, all designed to help you turn pocket change into treasure. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who love a good treasure hunt. And if you find a penny that looks like it could be worth millions, you know who to call. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting out there. Keep your eyes peeled, your hands steady, and maybe, just maybe, your next lucky penny is waiting for you right now. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. What if I told you that lurking in your old jar of pennies is a tiny time machine worth $1 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1990 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable it could turn your couch change into a small fortune. Stick around because I'm going to break down what makes this penny so special, how to spot it, and why your next pocket change might just be your retirement plan. Plus, I've got a little personal story that involves my own brush with penny fortune that will definitely make you smile. So, grab your magnifying glass, and let's get rolling. Okay, first things first, the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln penny is not your average penny. We all grew up seeing that little D or S on pennies from Denver or San Francisco, right? Well, the no mint mark pennies were made in Philadelphia, and in 1990, there's a version of this penny that's rarer than a unicorn in a haystack. It's a combination of things: scarcity, a weird minting error, and collectors' crazy love for Lincoln's face. This particular penny was produced in such a limited quantity that it's basically the holy grail for coin collectors. Unlike your everyday pennies you find rolling under the couch or stuck to your shoe, this one commands a price tag that'll make your jaw drop. Think $1 million. It's subtle. No mint mark means no little D or S under the date on the coin. But not every penny without a mint mark is a millionaire. The key is in the details: the weight, the metal composition, and a tiny error in the minting process that's almost invisible to the naked eye but screams valuable to experts. Imagine a penny that weighs just a little bit more or less than the others, or one where the 1990 date looks slightly off. That's the kind of coin you want to find. If you've got a magnifying glass, use it like a detective. And hey, if you don't, your phone camera's zoom feature can do the trick. You never know until you look closely. Now, here's a little story for you. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my grandma's old coin collection. You know, the kind of dusty box nobody wants to touch. I sifted through hundreds of pennies, mostly dull and bent out of shape. But then I found a shiny little guy, a 1990 penny with no mint mark. I laughed and thought, sure, this is just another penny. But curiosity got the better of me, so I looked it up. And holy smokes, that tiny penny could be worth $1 million. Turns out, it was exactly the rare version we just talked about. I called up a few coin experts, and yep, it was legit. That dusty box from Grandma's attic was basically a jackpot in disguise. Don't overlook the small stuff. Sometimes, the things you think are worthless could be hiding incredible value. It's like finding a secret level in a video game or a hidden message in a movie you've watched a million times. The market value fluctuates based on condition and demand, but collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins in mint condition or with that unique error. So if you've got a 1990 no mint mark penny that's crisp and clean, keep it safe. It might just make your wallet a lot heavier one day. Also, keep an eye on coin auctions and collector forums. These communities are gold mines for tips on spotting rare coins and knowing when to sell or hold. And if you ever get the chance to take your penny to a professional coin appraiser, do it. Sometimes, these experts can spot something you might miss. The 1990 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a little coin with a big reputation and an even bigger price tag. Next time you're digging through your change or cleaning out old drawers, remember my story and take a closer look. That tiny penny might just be your ticket to the Millionaires Club. If you enjoyed this dive into coin treasure hunting and want more tips on how to spot coins worth serious money, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next video where we uncover more hidden gems right in your pocket change. And hey, if you've ever found a coin that surprised you or have a story about a lucky penny, drop it in the comments. I love hearing about your finds. Who knows, maybe your story will be featured next. Thanks for hanging out today, happy hunting, and remember, every penny counts, especially the rare ones. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Today, I'm about to blow your mind with a coin story that sounds like it's straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. Imagine holding in your hand a little penny, yeah, just 1 cent, and knowing it could be worth a whopping $1.1 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1991 Abraham Lincoln penny that's got collectors drooling and investors reaching for their piggy banks. If you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about uncovering coins worth serious money and giving you the insider tips to spot these gems yourself. So hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Alright, now let's get into the story behind this $1 million penny. Let me start with a quick story. Years ago, I was at a family barbecue. You know the type: burgers, bad jokes, and that one uncle who insists on telling you how he found a rare coin once. Well, I wasn't expecting to find my own rare coin story that day. I was digging through my change jar, the same one everyone has that's a little dangerous to reach into without gloves, when suddenly I pulled out a beat-up penny from 1991 with a D mint mark. I thought, neat. Turns out, this little guy could have been worth over $1 million if it had the right condition and a couple of quirks. The 1991 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln cent series that most of us grew up with. But this particular penny has some rare characteristics that make it incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, I know what you're thinking: 1991? That's not exactly ancient history. It's like the teenager of pennies. So why on earth is it worth over $1 million? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and a special error known as a double die. Without getting too technical, a double die means the coin's design was stamped twice slightly off from each other during the minting process. This causes parts of the coin, like Lincoln's beard, the date, or the letters, to look doubled. This error is super rare on the 1991 penny, which is why collectors go nuts over it. But not just any double die penny will fetch $1 million. The condition has to be pristine, think mint condition, no scratches, no wear, no signs it ever spent time jostling around in your pocket. These are so rare that when one surfaces, it's like finding a unicorn in your backyard. Now, you're probably wondering how to tell if your penny is one of these million-dollar wonders. First off, don't just trust your eyes. Even the pros use magnifying glasses and special lighting to spot the tiny double details. And if you find one, don't try to clean it or polish it, doing that could destroy its value faster than you can say, Jack Robinson. Speaking of value, the current market price for a perfect 1991 D double-die Lincoln penny is around $1.1 million. Yeah, that's right, a million with an M. It's one of the highest values ever recorded for a modern Lincoln cent. This penny is a perfect example of why paying attention to the details can pay off big time. You might have one sitting in your drawer or coin collection without even realizing it. Okay, time for some fun. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln's face has been on the penny since 1909? That's over 100 years of history stamped on a coin you probably use every day without a second thought. And if Lincoln could see the 1991 D penny worth over $1 million, I bet he'd raise an eyebrow and say, well, now, that's something worth saving. I mean, who would have thought that the coin you barely notice in your change could be a ticket to early retirement? Imagine telling your friends you made $1 million from a penny. They'd probably laugh until they saw the receipt. So what should you do if you think you've got a 1991 D Lincoln penny that could be worth a fortune? Step 1. Don't freak out. Step 2. Handle it carefully with clean hands or gloves, and don't try any home cleaning tricks. Step 3. Get it appraised by a professional coin grader or numismatist. They have the tools and knowledge to verify authenticity and condition. Grading is a big deal in coin collecting because the grade directly affects the value. A penny graded mint state 65 or higher is where the $1 million magic happens. Coins graded lower than that, while still valuable, won't fetch the same jaw-dropping prices. If you're serious about coin collecting or just curious about the value of your change, start keeping an eye out for mint marks and year dates. You'd be surprised how many rare coins are hiding in everyday pockets and drawers. Let me get a little personal here. Back when I first started coin collecting, I was just like any newbie, excited, but clueless. I remember one day I found a 1991 penny in my pocket after doing laundry. I casually showed it to my dad, who's been into coins for years. He looked at me like I just handed him the Hope Diamond. Turns out, it was just a regular penny, but that moment got me hooked on learning about coins and their hidden stories. That small moment sparked a passion that led me to find coins worth thousands, and sometimes even millions, that others overlooked. So trust me, your next big find could be sitting right in your pocket or your kid's piggy bank. Alright, folks, here's the bottom line. The 1991 D Lincoln penny might look like your everyday coin, but if you spot the rare double die error in mint condition, you could be holding $1 million treasure. The key is knowledge and a little patience. Remember, always handle coins carefully, get professional appraisals, and never underestimate the power of a humble penny. If you enjoyed this dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting and want more tips on spotting coins worth big money, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified whenever I drop a new video filled with insider secrets, hilarious stories, and maybe even the next $1 million coin alert. Thanks for hanging out today, and keep those eyes sharp and those pockets full of potential treasures. Hey there, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and accidental penny savers. Have you ever found yourself staring at a plain old penny on the sidewalk and thought, I wonder if this little guy could make me rich? Well, today I'm about to blow your mind with the story of one seemingly ordinary penny that could be worth over $1 million. Yup, you heard that right, a penny from 2014 with no mint mark, linked to Abraham Lincoln, and valued at a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. If you thought pennies were just for wishing wells or that annoying jingling sound in your pocket, stick around, because this one's going to change the way you look at spare change forever. Now before we dive into the treasure chest, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more money-making coin secrets. Trust me, your future millionaire self will thank you. Or should I say copper? Because that's what pennies are mostly made of these days. So why on earth would a 2014 Lincoln penny be worth $1.2 million? Let's break it down. The 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is rare because it slipped through the cracks of the U.S. Mint's usual processes. Most pennies have a mint mark indicating where they were made, a little letter like P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. But this penny? It's got none of that. No mint mark means this penny was struck somewhere unusual or is part of a rare error batch. Coin collectors love errors because they're like nature's way of saying, oops, I made something unique. And rarity drives value. Imagine finding a misprinted dollar bill with the president's face upside down. People would pay big bucks for that, right? Same idea here. That missing mint mark makes the 2014 penny a coin world unicorn. Well, the US Mint usually catches these errors pretty quickly. But sometimes, a small batch slips through quality control and ends up in circulation. Maybe in a pocket, maybe in a vending machine, or maybe under your couch right now. A couple of years ago, I was at a coffee shop, waiting in line behind a kid who looked like he had just discovered a treasure map. He was digging through his pockets, pulling out coins and staring at each one like they held the secrets of the universe. When it was his turn, he proudly handed the cashier a handful of pennies, insisting that one of them was special. I leaned over and asked, "What's the story with that penny?" He said, "My grandpa told me it's worth $1 million because it doesn't have a mint mark." Turns out, he had found one of these very 2014 no mint mark pennies. Of course, the cashier gave him a funny look and told him it was still just a penny, but that kid? He was convinced he was holding a fortune. And honestly, in a way, he was right. It should say 2014. Then, check closely where the mint mark would be, typically right under the date. If it's missing, that's a huge red flag, or should I say, a huge green flag for collectors. You might want to grab a magnifying glass, or better yet, a jeweler's loupe, and get a good look, but here's the catch: many pennies from 2014 don't have mint marks because some were produced in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia pennies didn't always have the P mint mark before 2017. So how do we know this is the rare error penny? Well, this particular coin is part of a special error set. Experts say the no mint mark 2014 penny you want to watch out for is one that came from a special die error or production anomaly. That's why authentication by a professional coin grading service is a must if you think you found one. The current market value for an authenticated 2014 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny has been estimated at around $1.2 million. Yes, you're hearing me right, over $1 million for a penny. That's enough to buy a lot of coffee shop treats for that kid I met, or even a small island if you're feeling fancy. But remember, this kind of value isn't something you'll get just by handing over a penny at a grocery store. It's all about rarity, condition, and provenance. Coins in pristine condition, graded by professionals and with a confirmed error, are the ones that fetch these incredible prices. It's all about scarcity and the thrill of owning a piece of history that no one else has. Plus, coins are tangible, you can hold history in your hand. Unlike stocks or digital assets, coins have a story, a texture, and a bit of mystery. Speaking of mystery, did you know Lincoln's face has been on the penny since 1909? That's over a century of pennies. Imagine the stories they could tell. Some have been dropped, some lost, some cherished, and some, like the 2014 no mint mark penny, have become priceless treasures. If you're someone who's ever picked up a penny, you might want to give it a second glance. That tiny copper disc could be hiding $1 million secret. Especially if it's from 2014 and missing a mint mark. If you ever find one, don't just shove it in your piggy bank. Get it authenticated, protect it, and maybe start thinking about how you'd spend your $1 million. I'd probably take that kid from the coffee shop on a treasure hunting adventure. Maybe next time we'll find a rare quarter or two. Now, if you want more tips on spotting coins worth money, understanding coin values, and hearing stories that mix history with a little humor, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on these hidden gems. Thanks for hanging out and geeking out about coins with me today. Keep those eyes sharp and those pockets jingling. Hey everyone! You ever find something lying around your house and think, wow, this could be worth a fortune? Like that random penny on your kitchen counter that's been there forever? Well, what if I told you that one of those pennies, yes, a humble little Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin from 2008, with no mint mark, could actually be worth over $1 million? Yeah, you heard me right. $1.3 million for a penny. Today, we're diving deep into this mind-blowing coin, why it's so rare, and how you might just have a gold mine in your pocket without even knowing it. So stick around, because I'm going to share a crazy story about how I almost tossed out one of these coins myself. Spoiler alert, I didn't, and it changed everything. First off, let's clear up what this penny actually is. The 2008 Lincoln penny is just like the millions of other pennies you see every day. It features the familiar Lincoln profile on the front and the Union shield on the back. But here's the kicker, most pennies have a mint mark. It's a tiny letter on the coin showing where it was made. Common mint marks for pennies are D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, and S for San Francisco. But some 2008 pennies have no mint mark at all, and those are the special ones. Why? Because in 2008, the Philadelphia Mint started putting the letter P on pennies for the first time in years. So pennies from Philadelphia should have a P on them, but if you find one with no mint mark, that means it slipped through the cracks, like a rare little rebel penny. That tiny detail makes it super rare and highly collectible. Now, you might be thinking, how does a penny go from being worth 1 cent to $1.3 million? It's all about rarity and demand. Coin collectors are like detectives and treasure hunters all in one. They chase down those weird quirks, errors, and misprints. The 2008 no mint mark penny is like the holy grail because it's a minting error that almost never happened. Because only a handful of these coins are known to exist, collectors are willing to pay big bucks to add one to their collection. It's not just a penny anymore, it's a story, a mystery, and a piece of history wrapped into one tiny copper disc. Here's a quick tip for spotting this penny in your own change. Look for the 2008 date on the front and check closely for that tiny P near Lincoln's shoulder. If you don't see a P, hold on tight, because you might have stumbled on something priceless. But beware, there are fakes out there. So if you find one, get it checked by a professional coin grader or dealer before you make any big decisions. Okay, now here's where it gets personal. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my old junk drawer, you know, that black hole where everything you never want to deal with ends up. I found a pile of pennies and thought, just some old change. But something made me pause. I remembered hearing about rare pennies before. So I took a closer look, and guess what? I spotted a 2008 penny without a mint mark. I almost tossed it right in the trash with the old receipts and expired coupons, but something made me hold on to it. Later, I showed it to a coin expert friend, and he nearly lost his mind. Turns out, I had one of those $1 million pennies in my hand. That moment was a wild mix of disbelief, excitement, and a little bit of, why didn't I check this sooner? So if you're watching this and cleaning out your drawers, take a second look before you toss out those coins. You might just thank yourself later. The coin's current market value hovers around $1.3 million, which is insane for something most people think of as pocket change. But the coin market is always changing. If demand goes up, the price could go higher. If a new coin is discovered or if people lose interest, it might dip a bit. But for now, this coin is a star in the numismatic world. Remember, value depends a lot on condition too. A penny in mint condition with no scratches or wear will fetch a higher price than one that's all beat up. So if you think you have one, treat it like a delicate little treasure. Tips on collecting and protecting your coins. If you're inspired to start looking for rare pennies or coins, here are some quick tips. Always handle coins by the edges, never touch the faces. Store them in coin holders or albums to avoid damage. And when you find something you think is rare, don't jump straight to selling. Get it authenticated by a professional first. Also, stay informed. Coin values can change fast, so keeping up with coin news and trends helps you know when to buy or sell. And hey, sometimes the best part is the hunt itself. the thrill of discovering something amazing in your everyday life. Alright folks, if you ever thought a penny was just a penny, think again. The 2008 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a shining example of how even the smallest things can hold huge surprises. From nearly getting thrown in the trash to being worth over $1 million, this coin story reminds us all to pay attention to the little details and never underestimate the value of what you have. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysterious world of rare coins, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because I've got tons more tips, stories, and secrets about coins worth money coming your way. Don't miss out on your chance to find your own treasure. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep those eyes sharp and your pockets jingling. Who knows, your next $1 million discovery could be just a penny away.